He likes to go to the same combinations, quite repetitively, whereas Crawford is unpredictable. And despite him not having the size, it's the shots that you don't see that hurt them.
Just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his.
After their bout agreement, Terence Crawford sent Canelo Alvarez a scathing warning, stating that he was coming to upend the boxing world and that he posed a threat to him and his reputation. Crawford asserted confidently that he is already a powerful force in several weight divisions. Crawford thinks that Canelo will be exposed by his quickness and ring IQ. He has not just come to fight, but also to redefine greatness at Canelo's price.
Why he don't want to take a fight with me? If it's all about business, then you doing good business. If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want 200 million for Benavidez, and he want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy, because it would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to come all the way up to 168. Your weight, no catch weight, no none of that, and dethrone you. So, he got that in the back of his head. This guy, for one, he's tough. For two, he's a boxer. He moves, he can punch, he can do it all. I can't slip up and lose to this little guy. Then what will my fans think of me? What will my Mexican people think?
With the fight confirmed, experts find this to be an intriguing clash of styles. Canelo Alvarez is a dangerous opponent because of his reliance on strong, repeating combinations and elite counterpunching. If Terence Crawford, who is known for his unpredictable and astute timing, timed Canelo correctly, he could find holes. Nevertheless, if Crawford can't gain Canelo's respect, the fight might be challenging. Although experts think Canelo has an advantage because of his strength and experience in heavier weight classes, Crawford's technical skill and versatility may allow him to outscore his opponent. This stylistic clash is one that must be seen.
He likes to go to the same combinations, quite repetitively, whereas Crawford is unpredictable. And despite him not having the size, it's the shots that you don't see that hurt the most. And maybe Crawford can hit him with some unexpected shit. And because of the repetitiveness of Canelo, maybe he can time him. Maybe he can counterpunch with him, because Crawford is unbelievable at that. But I'm fascinated to see if Crawford has the power to get the respect of Canelo Alvarez, because when you don't, it's a long night. It's not nice. Like Crawford did well against Madrimov, and he won that fight for me quite clearly. But Madrimov was countering him. If you can counter the counter puncher, you can give them a lot of problems when they're not used to that. And Canelo can counter people really well. And as great as Terence Crawford is, we've never seen him in there with someone with the power of Canelo Alvarez. This is a different world of power. And look, maybe Canelo doesn't throw as many shots as he used to, and maybe Crawford might look at that and go, you know what, I'm going to try and outpoint this guy, not get into a war with him, but just show my boxing, genius and outpoint him and outland him. That's possible. It is. This is why this is such a fascinating matchup, man. We've been treated to some amazing fights. Usyk Fury, for example, this is another one of those mega fights on Riyadh.
By pointing out that Canelo Alvarez is now more of a businessman and is accepting the fight for the enormous payout, possibly $100 million or more, rather than for legacy competition, Eddie Hearn acknowledges that Canelo has already proven himself as a boxer and doesn't need to defend a fight with Jake Paul.
And that's just being honest. And I think what he has done in his career, he's proven everything, right? His resume is unbelievable. And if you want to make 100 million to fight Jake Paul, right? Like the thing is about Canelo, he don't tell any lies. He's very transparent, right? He's not going to try and justify this fight to you that, no, what I'm doing is I'm doing it to bring boxing to a wider audience. No, he's doing it for a sackload of money. So whenever you put an opponent forward to Canelo Alvarez, his question is, how much? And he's a businessman at this stage in his career, right? And at the end of the day, someone is offering whatever it will be, 80 million, 100 million, 120, to fight Jake Paul. A fight in which there is absolutely no risk. And by the way, you can't criticise Jake Paul, because the criticism for Jake Paul has always been, when are you going to fight someone decent? Well, guess what? he might be fighting Canelo Alvarez. I don't hate it. I'll be watching. Yeah, maybe. It might be his last.
Hearn stands up for Jake. Paul claims that although he has received criticism for not taking on elite opponents, he may now fight Canelo, although he acknowledges that Jake has little chance, calling Canelo a tough fighter who he thinks Jake will lose badly, but still make a significant sum of money.
Boxing, no one's surprised that a fight like that's getting made. And I know you've gone out and said you do respect Jake Paul for getting in there. Canelo's a totally different beast to, definitely out of his prime, Mike Tyson. Just talk about how much respect you would have for Jake for taking that fight.
Only respect because of the money. I mean, he's not doing it for free. He's not doing it because he wants to prove himself as a great fighter. He's doing it for 100 mil as well, or whatever he's getting. Do you know
It's
what I
a
mean?
very, very scary man.
It's dangerous, and he's going to get spanked.
How many rounds?
However many Canelo wants it to be. I mean, the only thing is, Jake's going to be a lot heavier and bigger. But you're not. Listen, no disrespect to Jake's ability as a fighter. He's fighting Canelo Alvarez, who is one of the top fighters in the world. So, he's going to get spanked, but he's going to make a lot of money whilst receiving.
Famous boxing promoter Eddie Hearn just acknowledged a day ago that there was real talk of a match between Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez. Hearn stated unequivocally that Canelo is always willing to fight if the situation calls for it. Money has always been a motivating factor in boxing, and Canelo, like any elite fighter, is willing to take on big fights that guarantee huge paydays. A financial offer is made that says, "Give me the money and I'll fight anyone, regardless of whether it's Turkey Alec or anyone offering the fight." This statement makes it clear that Canelo was open to facing Jake Paul as long as the business side of things made sense.
Really? I mean, it was all very sudden, wasn't it? Is it in relation to the Jake Paul fight? I don't know. I mean, look, Canelo, I'd say all that. Canelo don't care, right? Give him the money and he's going to fight. He doesn't really have, and this isn't a negative towards him, because he makes it clear. He has no loyalty to anyone, right? None to me, none to PBC, none to Turkey Al Sheikh. Pay me the money, I will fight whoever you want me to fight. That's basically it. So, I guess the talk was a Crawford fight. Now it looks like the Jake Paul fight is done, by all accounts. So, does that make the Crawford fight less appealing? Because he's kind of moving into that world now. And I don't blame him, because he's going to make an absolute fortune to punch Jake Paul. And I don't mind the fight, I've got to be honest with you. I've given Jake stick over the years because he's done some things that I didn't like, and I'm just being honest. But you have to respect him for taking the Canelo fight. He's doing that because there's a huge amount of money on the table. But I don't mind seeing it. So yeah, I don't know. I have no idea whether it's in relation to that or whatever. I've not had one conversation about it, but certainly, Canelo moving into that world, if you like, changes things perhaps.
Canelo Alvarez was first thinking of fighting Jake Paul in May, in addition to talks about a possible fight with Terence Crawford, but the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, Turkey Alec, was apparently against the notion. As a result, Canelo's bout with Jake Paul was called off, and he will instead face Terence Crawford in September.
We decided to pull the plug on the Canelo Terence Crawford fight September 13th at Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas Raiders Stadium in Las Vegas, due to the fact that Canelo Alvarez was trying to do a side deal outside of his 3-fight deal with Turkey Al Sheikh in Riyadh season to fight YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul May 3rd. Turkey Al Sheikh wasn't happy with it. And so with that said, instead of getting the 2 Hall of Fame iconic fighters, first ballot Hall of Famers, in Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez in September, Turkey Al Sheikh decided, I'll find a new super fight for Terence Crawford, and we'll take the deal off the table for Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez then decides, nope, he and his team pick up the phone, they have a conversation with Turkey Al Sheikh, and Turkey Al Sheikh and Canelo come to a 4-fight deal that's going to cancel the Jake Paul fight May 3rd, Las Vegas at the T-Mobile, and is now going to see Canelo Alvarez possibly face William Skull the IBF undefeated Puerto Rican champion at 168.
Commenting on the rumored bout between Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez, boxing trainer Greg Hackett made it clear that the fight wasn't just a rumor claiming that Canelo couldn't defeat Crawford. Hackett's observations illuminate the intricate arrangements and negotiations that go into well-known boxing bouts.
Got leaked that Canelo Alvarez and Jake Paul in May.
What?
So you got people that think it's a rumor. I can confirm that it's not a rumor. This is something that we've known for a long, I'm going to say we've known for about 3 to 4 weeks.
That's not gonna be a real fight now. So that means Bud ain't happening.
No. They talk about Bud in September. Canelo, Jake Paul in that.
If he fight Jake Paul, he ain't gonna fight Bud. Cause I'm gonna tell you why. He gotta go up for Jake Paul. He gotta go up for Jake Paul. Jake Paul not coming under 200 pounds. You understand? Canelo gonna do the same thing Roy did to his body. And go up and bring it back down to 68. Fuck no. He's gonna do the same thing Roy did against.
Canelo Alvarez's decision to withdraw from their planned fight infuriated Jake Paul, who rushed to Twitter to share the startling news. Alvarez, Canelo dodged me. Given that Jake Paul has done nothing for boxing outside of the ring during his career, it is not unexpected that he is now an own slave who has no respect for the pride of the Mexican people who cheer him on in our country. When all of your events fail and you lose money, you will all realize that I am the new face of boxing. The biggest fight in boxing history is a 28-year-old bout, and you cannot have it without my name. All of you cats want to see me fail, but God has other ideas. My own boss hasn't owned me for 5 years. After the battle with Jake Paul was called off, it's the era of good, the era of the elephant, and the era of MVP. Turkey Alec and Canelo Alvarez have agreed to a 4-fight contract. This deal marks a dramatic change in Canelo's professional path by connecting him with new promoters and creating opportunities for well-known bouts.